Have you found that dream home, but it needs a ton of work and the seller says it has to be an as-is transaction? Today on Unlocking Doors, we're going to talk about how you can make that happen. All right, Michelle. So one thing that I hear all the time whenever I'm showing homes is, wow, this place has a ton of potential. And that usually means it's got good bones. That usually means it needs some work. And oftentimes whenever a seller knows that it's got its challenges, they're going to say, hey, look, I'm not fixing anything. I'm selling this as is, and the price reflects that. If you're a buyer who is looking to purchase one of these properties and you're a little bit tight on cash, but you know that there's value in this property, especially once you fix it up, what financing options are available for something like that? Like what, I guess you'd call it like a rehab loan or a construction loan or mortgage. What does that look like?
So there are two ways that we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
We could do it as an FHA loan where you only need 3.5% down payment of the purchase price plus the cost of rehab.
And what's that loan product called? Just so the viewer.
It's a FHA 203K. So that's what you're asking.
Okay. FHA 203K loan. Okay.
So you can, let's say it just needs new flooring and you want to upgrade the kitchen and the bathroom and you're going to spend, what, 50 grand?
Sure.
Okay, let's pretend it's 50.
Right at 50, not a dollar more or less.
Yeah, that's right. And you pay $250 for the house. So
right.
Now your loan is $300,000.
Right.
So your down payment's going to be 3.5% of the $300,000.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And that keeps them from having to come up with that $50,000 out of pocket, and they're able to do all those renovations. And oftentimes, the money that they put into it, or the value that they see from doing these rehabs and doing this renovation, is going to far exceed the money that they put into it. And so, it's a great option. Now, let's say, are there any other loan products? Like there's the FHA 203K. Is there anything for conventional?
There's a conventional home style. So the home style renovation, 5% down.
Okay. And that's 5% of the purchase price plus the rehab, right?
Same process.
Okay. Now, as far as timeline, and this will be educational for maybe some lenders, but definitely lots of realtors. As far as the timeline to purchase and get approval for whatever needs to be approved, what does that look like? We'll start with the FHA 203K loan. Is there, I mean, like y'all can typically close an FHA loan around 25 to 30 days, depending on how quick the buyer is on getting stuff in. But that's a 30-day transaction. With an FHA 203K loan, what kind of closing timeline does that look like? And what requirements do y'all have as far as like getting bids to verify that like this is actually what it's going to cost and all that good stuff?
I think the hardest part of any of the renovation loan programs is deciding what it is you're going to do to the house.
Right.
Because you're buying a house and getting a construction loan all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make a lot of decisions quickly.
Right.
So let's just pretend that, you found a house on Sunday and by next Sunday, you know what you want to do to the house.
Right.
Picked out the colors and you picked out, the colors don't matter, but you know exactly what you're going to do. And you know the contractor that you're going to use to do the work.
Yeah.
You could really close that loan in 45 days.
Yeah.
Now, if it takes you a couple of weeks to figure out what you're going to do, what the costs are going to be, and who the contractor is going to be, then you need to extend that closing out. But not knowing that up front, if you haven't already figured that part out before you get a contract, you really need a 60-day contract to give yourself enough time to make those decisions.
Right. And as far as the contractor that people want to work with, what requirements, because
you can't do the work yourself.
I know that was going to be my first question. Some people were like, I'm just going to say it's going to cost $50,000. I can do it for 10. I'll pocket the 40. That's not how that works. And you can't just hire Uncle Joe who can swing a hammer, right?
No. So we're going to vet that contractor.
Right.
There is an application, there is an approval process that the contractor has to go through, and we don't have a list of approved contractors because we can't steer you to someone.
Exactly.
Specific.
Yeah.
So your contractor does have to go through an approval process. We have to determine that they do have experience in doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
We also are going to check their credit. And we're going to check their banking relationships and any relationships they have with their vendors and contractors, because we want to know that they're going to take care. I mean, we got to do our due diligence.
Yeah.
We're giving out a lot of money.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not just a loan for the borrower and the property. The contractor's getting that money too, and y'all want to make sure he's not taking off with it. So that makes perfect sense to me.
But other than that, it's a fairly simple loan. We do them all the time.
Yeah.
The department that handles and just does that.
Yeah.
So, that process goes pretty quickly. We know exactly what we're going to need. We give the packet out to everybody and we help them fill it all out. It's not a big deal.
And is obviously when you're loaning money on renovations to be made, the appraiser that goes and values the property is looking at the after repair value of that property, correct?
As is and after approved.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
The good news is, you have an idea. I got a great deal on the house, and look, I'm going to put all this money in, and it's going to be worth even more than I'm spending.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Yeah, absolutely. What about, so if you have, I'm trying to think of how to word this.
Well, I do. There's a couple of different ways to do this, and we get the question asked often, like, what repairs can you roll in?
That's what I was.
Just turning an ugly house into a beautiful home.
Yeah. What if
you can move walls? You can, if you've got a house that's got some foundation problems, this is a good option.
Mm-hmm.
If you are wanting to buy the house and build a shop,
right?
You can use this loan program for that.
Yeah.
If you're buying the house and you want to put an ADU, ADU.
Yeah.
I said that right. So that you have second living quarters that you can rent out.
Or have a family member. Yeah.
Live in. You can use this loan program if you want to put in a swimming pool or do an outdoor kitchen. It doesn't have to be just for the flooring and kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah. That was going to be my question, was for structural stuff like foundation work and moving walls, all that. So you can do, as long as the numbers make sense and you have a qualified contractor and you qualify for the loan, and the property qualifies as far as the value currently and after repair.
Just think about some of the listings that you as a real estate agent sometimes take.
Yeah.
And the seller just doesn't have the means to make the repairs. In this area, sometimes houses do have foundation issues.
Yes.
It's expensive. So, it's an underutilized loan program that is available, and it's not hard to use.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is very helpful information. Now, are there any major differences between the 203K and the conventional home style loan, like as far as requirements and vetting contractors?
It's a little bit easier to qualify for. Interest rates are a lot of times better on the FHA. That's my favorite to go to first.
Right.
If, say you're doing something out at the lake and it's going to exceed the FHA limits, just know you can do a conventional loan, and you've got up to $819,000 that you could spend and do this type of loan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can go up to the conforming limits. There was, and the conventional loan even works for investors.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, Cory said,
Yeah, it gives me some options there. Very good. And so when you say it works for investors, would you see somebody doing like a fix and flip and resale, or is that more like fix and flip and rent it out? Okay. I just wanted to clarify. I knew the answer to that, but I just wanted to make sure everybody else understood, because y'all don't want people using this product just to turn around and sell it in 3 months, anyways.
Yeah, but if you're looking to build your rental portfolio,
yeah, that's a great option. Okay. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Yeah. So if you have, say that again.
I said, and you are one.
Yes. If you have any questions about these rehab loan products, or if you're wanting to find a property like this that you can buy and fix up and leverage one of these loan products, reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. Leave a comment down below, share this episode with a friend, and you guys be sure to check out the next episode of Unlocking Doors.